Hi guys, Razor here. I want to show to you my league starter for 321, and of course we're going a little bit off the meta again, as I like to do. I'm gonna start with a Juggernaut, and more precisely it's going to be the new Vaal dominating blow, Impale Juggernaut. With the new interaction with the Vaal skill, it solves a little problem that Dominating Blow had, or in my opinion is ramping that damage up quicker against bosses. So now basically you only need to get 3 of your Dominating Blow minions out, and then you can replace all 3 of them with the Vaal version as you get 3 charges. The Vaal version is going to do triple damage and also has 70% damage reduction, so they're more or less going to be immortal when they spawn. They also last for a lot longer. Because the 3 of them do triple damage and you can normally have 9 normal ones, it means if you have 3 out and they change, you're doing your full damage against a boss after just summoning 3, which is going to be easy at the start, because you'll normally pop your Writhing Jar and have 2 out and maybe hit him once or twice, you have the 3rd and then you do it. So within a second or 2 you can basically be at full damage, where normally you had to wait till you have all 9 up, maybe pop a 2nd jar and so on. So I think that will work out very nice for us. I'm going Juggernaut just not to do the same thing, and also Jug is tanky and gets the unstoppable node, which I quite like at the start for leveling, and a regeneration, and anything you need to be tanky, and also this kind of transcendence node where the armor applies to fire, cold and lightning resistance. So I wanted to play something that is tankier than normal. I know if you invest a lot in Guardian it can get insane as well, but I thought this with Divine Flesh and then the new passive we have here, 10% of physical damage from hits taken as chaos damage with a brass dome, that will do the trick, and get the tankiness up. But anyhow, let's look how I build the tree. At this stage I haven't made leveling trees like last time. I don't know if I'll have time. We have a lot of power cuts in the country and I've been quite busy the last month, so it's been difficult to spend a lot of times in POB, and even playing, opt a bit between games. But I'll just show you. Let's start with the tree. We'll start leveling through the melee nodes, and you can decide what you want to level with. I normally start with Ground Slam as a Marauder, and then I go to Fissure, Volcanic Fissure, which is quite nice for clear and single target as they overlap. And you can use an Ancestral Protector or War Chief Totem, however you pick it up. I'll first go down here and pick up Versatility and Heart of Warrior, and then into the 2-handed nodes here. Then I'll path up and take Eternal Youth, because it's quite nice when you've got your Leap Slam on life tap to just basically jump the whole time, just Leap Slam the whole time, and this will just regen your life and you don't ever have to worry about it. This is a great node at the start, like I almost always use it. And then you can come in here if you want more damage. You can take the fire nodes here if you like, and even Avatar of Fire if you're going with Fissure. But I didn't even worry about it. I just directly went through up here and targeted to get Spiritual Aid. So as soon as you get that, then all the damage nodes that you took from minions apply to you. And there's 3 nodes I want before I do the switch to Dominating Blow, which I've done now already. I'm level 45 now. Is you want to get up to Spiritual Aid here, then you immediately want to come get Spiritual Command, and you'll go through the health nodes. Then you want to get Endearing Bond. Those 3 nodes is quite crucial, especially Spiritual Command and Spiritual Aid, because this gives you all the attack speed from the scaling from minions, and this gives you all the damage. So now you don't have to worry that much about the damage amount, especially while leveling. I can show you in level this character to 45 currently, just as a mock-up, running through. Basically a dagger and a claw, whatever you pick up, you want to go for the highest attack speed you can when leveling. This is of course after you change from Ground Slam or whatever you used, where I used the 2-hander. So while you're using that 2-hander, use the sash recipe, get it up, but have a look out for 1.5. This is 1.55 attacks, this one is 1.6, but it rolled attack speed, but you want 1.5 plus 1.5, 1.6 as a base. And then you would, like in this instance I used the Essence of Fear that I picked up on it, or dropped. And this one I think it just dropped rare with a lot of flat damage, so it's fine. It will help you summon your dominance, and I just put Fire Res on. So yeah, that's basically it. Just either some flat damage or use the Essence of Fear for minion damage. If you're lucky and you get attack speed, it's a jackpot. and you use them. And then at that stage I changed from leap slam to whirling blades. So same thing, it's super quick with the attack speed. Costs very little mana, and yeah, I still regen it anyway because of eternal youth. And yeah, let me just run through, and this is like level 45. So I'll show you. You get a couple of them up, and then you just pop your Quicksilver Flask and you just dash. It's not really anything. You can see I'm level 45. I'm close to res cap. Just to make sure that is done when I hit the end here and kill Kitava. I just sorted that out so that we don't have any problems with cutting our res. And you can see that damage is pretty good there already for early, this stage of the game. With this is not really weapons. I mean, this one has 140% modifier, and that's it. Nothing on there helps the minions. And it's doing pretty good. The Herald of Purity also grab in Act 2, and then I've just got Melee Fizz and Ruthless on it. So that's basically the only aura at the moment activated. I want to get the aura nodes here first, and later the banner one there, and then you can start looking at Pride or Determination and anything like that. That will probably be the next two that I go for. So yeah, this is how it will look at the end. You can cut off the cluster and the Divine Flesh first. So you'll pass through, you'll get the node, reservations, important, the Enduring Bond there, and then you'll come through here, health, and we'll grab the Mana Mastery and even more skill effect duration, and then the mastery of 10% more, so that your minions last long. With Dominating Blow, running this coupled with Enduring Bond just feels 10 times better, I'm telling you. We run through here then and pick up a lot of armor scaling, life scaling, aura effect scaling. This aura effect scaling will help us later when we swap to Impale and get, where is it, Rotten Claws with Dread Banner. So at the start I would suggest you use War Banner. I have it somewhere, I didn't equip it now, but you can use that at the start when your mana's right, and then swap it to Dread Banner when you do the Impale swap. So the skill gems at the start will be Dominating Blow, Fortify, Multi-Strike and Melee Splash. That will be your 4-link that you go through. You use Melee Splash from the start, right when you have Dominating Blow. Then your 5th slot will be Brutality. I've got this out of the POB. This is like just for boss setup, but you would either swap, let's swap Melee Fizz here because it's got the less attack speed multiplier. So this will be your setup while you're clearing, and when you're bossing, like real bosses, not map bosses, you don't need to do it, then you'll swap it back in. Herald of Purity is alone in Crest of Desire, which I've done this before. This is great. You can see here in that helmet, that's a +7. It wasn't a top roll because I'm just emulating. This helmet is also not that expensive. I did it last. I played the Golem build where I also used this, and it's pretty cheap. Like I'm saying, like 60C or something after a day or 2 or 3 in league start. So it's not a big thing. I don't know, depending your time you play, it's not going to be like that the first like 15 hours of the league, but by Saturday, Sunday it will be sorted out. You can just use it like this in a 3-link before you get it. But you can see there it's like 1.7 million damage. It's doing more damage than Dominating Blow. It's exceptionally good for single target. Victoria's Charity, so 1C unique. The Scourge might be 10C day 1, but day 2 it starts being like 4C, so this won't be an issue either. I would probably dual wield as long as I can, and then if I do feel I need resistance life, then you can take this, and this has a chance on it to give some frenzy charges, which is also more damage for your minions. But yeah, you can get claws and just throw Essence of Fear on it. If you're lucky, hit attack speed, you're golden, and that's it. Dual wield or just use a Victoria's Charity. You can use like something like Surrender in game if you really want more armor. If you feel that's needed, I'll still look at that and see if that's needed or not. Then the rest of it is just when you've got the reservation nodes, it will be Determination, Pride, Dead Banner, and Whirling Blades. It's the movement skill, so that's the 3 auras. Curse setup will be Arcanist Brand with Vulnerability, and then Punishment. That you can get your second curse by using Windscreen. This is quite nice because it's got the increased area effect of your X skill, so even when your Arcanist casts it, it will be a little bit larger. Of course, if you can later get extra curse somewhere else or anoint it or so on, you can do that. You can anoint an amulet Whispers of Doom, which is there. This might be one I will do if I don't get enough chaos race on gear, because it's actually not that expensive, and it doubles your chaos resistance. So you only have like 40, it will double it to 80 or 45. So I'll see what is better, because if you do that, then you can get yourself a proper pair of crafted boots if you like to do that. But I mean, I think Windstream is fine with the quality of life it gives you with the extra curse. The other annoying damage-wise you can go for is Ravenous Horde, which gives onslaught to your minions and also gives them more minion speed. You say damage, it isn't on there, but it gives attack speed. And then at the start, if you don't feel they're tanky enough, you can go Grave Intentions for them for extra life as energy shield, while they level up and not like level 21 gens yet. And then of course the old ones, it's like Diamond Skin, you know, for resistance if you need it yourself, but that choices you can make at that point. For defense, on the one weapon will be cast when damage taken in Mortal Call, as we are Juggernaut and we gain endurance charges. This is superb because it just increases the length and gives us more or less damage taken in elemental and physical. Convocation to get the minions to us. And then the Summon Stone Golem is more or less our little debuffer. So he's got Culling Strike in. You don't need to level if you don't want to, because he doesn't really do damage. What does he do here at the bottom? Like 30k. But it does kill little stranglers, which if you hit them once does summon your dominant, so it's not that bad. But you don't have to worry. And then a Maim to put that debuff on the enemy, and of course Feeding Frenzy, which is also a damage increase. You see, I've got a little bit problem with Dex and Int, which just solve it on gear. I haven't made my amulets and my rings, I haven't made any of my Abyss jewels. That's what you'll look for. I'm going to run Abyss also at the start of the league as my first content, and that will fill up jewels here and like get. It would be nice to get one jewel with, you know, minions Impale chance, because at the moment we are at 96%, so we either need more increased effect or we need an Impale roll on one of the jewels, and that will help that as well. And I think that's that. And then the belt will also be something that you can chop and change. I went for this because I've got Fortify in the build in the links. This will give me onslaught the whole time, because I'll be fortified the whole time, because you attack the whole time with dominating blow. This is just for speed starting mapping. Later it might be better if you get like a 90 plus roll on the Darkness Enthroned, or the specific Stygian Vice that you want to craft for yourself. This is just really for speed. I don't have any flask in. Currently leveling, it's like health. You need mana at the start until you get your mana up and reservation right. When you get this battle ruse, at 10% of the damage you take will be recouped as mana. So because we're Juggernaut, we have no evasion, we will be hit. So any kind of hit we take, even if it's just 200 hit, we're going to get like mana back on it the whole time. So this actually will do more for you than you think. And I think that is about that. Maybe if I have time later, I'll put the leveling trees in as a level, but it's pretty much as I explained. You just start off and you respec these later when you go to Dominating Blow. So you'll just start off from the melee, take the two-handed node, and then as soon as you have those 3 nodes, you go to Dominating Blow. Spiritual Aid, Spiritual Command, and Enduring Bond. And then you swap, and then you start taking health, accuracy, and all the nice goodies, and take it from there. I hope you guys have a good time and a good launch. I think the league looks very interesting, and I do think on like the weapon, because we're playing with a Scourge, which is, I mean, you have to really craft a good weapon to get it better. It might be interesting what can actually roll on it. I would like to keep an eye out for that and see what happens, because you might just be pleasantly surprised, and there's a very good modifier for a Dominating Blow that you can actually use. Maybe couple together and get something extremely OP, but yeah, let's have a look. Anyway guys, enjoy the league. Peace out.